Episode 17, the podcast that dissects the tectonic shifts in finance. I am Shawn, and with me is Anthony from the MantleStudio. Today, we're talking about a quiet but seismic event, the stablecoin wars. It's a new kind of conflict where the tenants of the crypto world, Tether and Circle, and a payment behemoth, Stripe, are no longer just renting space. They're building their own empires. And the fallout could reshape crypto and traditional finance forever.
Let's start with the why. For years, Tether and Circle built multi-billion-dollar empires on the back of public blockchains like Ethereum and Tron. But it was always a fragile arrangement. Ethereum, the de facto decentralized settlement layer, is brilliant for security and composability, but it's fundamentally unsuited for high-volume payments. Its transaction fees are volatile and unpredictable. Imagine running a global business where your shipping costs could randomly spike from a few cents to $20.
And what about Tron? They currently hold the largest share of USDT supply, so surely they're the exception.
You'd think so, but the data is nuanced. While Tron built a reputation for being cheap, its average transaction fees have actually risen to be higher than Ethereum's current average. Tron's success wasn't due to enduring low fees, but rather a first-mover advantage and a dedicated user base in emerging markets. It's a classic case of perception lagging reality. These networks, for all their utility, were never built from the ground up for the specific needs of a financial giant.
So what's the solution? The answer seems to be launch your own chain. It's the ultimate control play.
Precisely. We're seeing three distinct new L1s emerge. First, there's Circle's Arc, a new blockchain built specifically for enterprise payments. It promises predictable fees for USDC transactions and will likely feature a foreign exchange engine. Second, Tether Stable, which, as its name implies, is designed to be the definitive home for USDT. Tether is now making a stark statement. Why use our asset on another chain when you can use it on our own custom-built, optimized one?
And then there's Stripe. They're a completely different beast.
Absolutely. Stripe isn't just a new tenant. They are building the entire neighborhood with their payments-focused L1 called Tempo. Their strategy is to gain full-stack control over the payment flow, from the wallet to settlement, completely bypassing traditional financial rails. This isn't just about crypto. It's a direct assault on the traditional payment infrastructure dominated by players like Visa and MasterCard.
That's a fascinating point. If Stripe, a payments leader, is doing this to cut out the middlemen, what's to stop a retail giant like Amazon from doing the same?
That's the next logical step, and it's a profound threat to the existing order. Imagine retail giants like Amazon or even regional powerhouses like Dubai's Souk, the Netherlands' Bol, or India's Flipkart, creating their own native L1 payment rails. They can incentivize customers with instant rewards tied to their ecosystem, eliminate the billions they pay in credit card fees, and manage a truly global, frictionless payment system for their e-commerce business. This isn't just about crypto anymore. It's about corporations becoming their own banks and payment processors, turning their walled gardens into fully fledged financial ecosystems.
This brings us to the core philosophical and financial question. Who are the winners and who are the losers in this new world order?
It's a zero-sum game if you view the world linearly. I believe the future is stratified. The losers are the general-purpose L1s that fail to scale or innovate. The volatile fees and slow transaction speeds we discussed make them unsuitable for high-frequency payments, a use case they no longer claim to own. The legacy financial players like Visa will also have to contend with these new, more efficient competitors.
And the winners?
The winners are surprisingly varied. First, the corporate stablecoin giants, who gain control and efficiency. Second, the developers, who now have dedicated infrastructure to build on. And third, and perhaps most interestingly, are the Ethereum's Layer 2 networks. While Ethereum itself may not be the payment rail, its Layer 2s are leveraging its security and decentralization to offer lightning-fast, nearly free transactions. This isn't just theoretical. We're seeing it happen in real time. Ronin, the chain that was built out of necessity 4 years ago because Ethereum wasn't ready for gaming, is now making a public commitment to come home. They are transforming from an independent chain into an Ethereum-aligned Layer 2. Their grand vision is no longer just one game. It's to become the gamification engine of Ethereum. This is the perfect counter-narrative to the corporate L1s, offering the best of both worlds and proving that decentralization is a long game worth playing.
So, this isn't the death of decentralized finance, but rather its evolution. It seems the future will be a mix of purpose-built, centralized corporate blockchains for enterprise use cases, with decentralized public blockchains like Ethereum serving as the ultimate trusted settlement layer for institutional finance and the broader crypto economy. It's a much more complex and, frankly, much more mature market.
That's an excellent summary. But I think there's a final, more profound angle we haven't touched on, an angle best understood through a historical lens. In the mid-90s, the received wisdom was that corporate intranets would be the future, dwarfing the public internet. Headlines at the time screamed, "Intranets will dwarf internets," and "the next step is the national intranet." It was a mid-curve perspective, a short-term view that missed the larger, more powerful trend. But what actually happened? There was no fixed pie. Every corporate intranet accelerated the rise of the global permissionless internet. The open protocol spawned businesses and innovations that can never exist in a corporately controlled network.
And the parallel to today is?
The parallel is exactly the same. The notion that corporate L1s will come at the cost of Ethereum is the mid-curve of our time. It's a win-win, but ultimately, the open, permissionless network is the winner. Every corporate L1 will connect to Ethereum, especially because they're based on the EVM. A company ledger will never be the world ledger.
The world ledger.
Yes, Ethereum is the world ledger, and by extension, ETH is the world reserve asset. As Ryan San Adams from Bankless would say, don't mid-curve it.
That's that for today, folks. See ya.